This is episode 278 of the Wildlife Photography Podcast. In this episode, social media and websites for wildlife photographers. Hey everybody, my name is Gerry, I am from Walt and I, and yesterday on my Instagram, I asked you guys on one of those little question block things, right, to give me some topics for podcasts. Now, there's a lot, and I'm going to share them on my Instagram, probably after I've done this podcast, and it's actually pretty cool because one of the most difficult things with podcasting is the idea. What am I going to do? What am I going to talk about? And I can literally take almost all of those. There's one or two really shitty ones, right? But I can start from the top and almost just do a podcast per question, which I'm considering because it's pretty easy for me to sit down and do that rather than come up with my own ideas and just share value on the back of it, right? So for this one, I actually chose one that Alyssa Wildlife on Instagram sent me on direct message. And I think it's relevant because it's something a lot of people ask about on safaris, but it's also something that a lot of people don't quite get. So I'm going to read her question and then we'll go into this. Hi Gerry, I'm searching for the best platform for a site with an idea to sell prints and of course showcase work, etc. I know you recommend SmugMug. Can you please explain more on why? One more thing. Do you believe these days a wildlife photographer still needs a site from a customer perspective when we post our best images on social media? Thank you. So I said to her, I'll do a standalone episode, and this is it. So let's look at the first part. I know you recommend SmugMug. Can you please explain more on why? Okay, so I met the guys from SmugMug, I think it was last year. Hey, Judy. I met them in San Francisco and I went to them. And the one thing that struck me that they told me, and this is very evident when you walk around the place, it's by photographers for photographers. It's not something like a Squarespace or a Wix, which is a web design platform. And I talk about those because I'm in the process now of redoing my personal sites. I'm looking at all those options where you can custom it for photography, but it's not designed for photography, if that makes sense. So SmugMug, over the years, I've tried many. I mean, I've tried everything for the last 10 years, and I keep on coming back to SmugMug because of ease of use. Now, it's grown up a lot over the last couple of years, and right now, it is the simplest thing. Once you've set it up, it is phenomenally easy. Let me take you back to the beginning. So, you register for your SmugMug account. This is from a photographer's point of view, so I cannot recommend them highly enough. So, you create your platform, your website. It could be, for example, alyssawildlife.smugmug.com. You can then register your own domain, which will be alyssawildlife.com, and it just mimics over that. But once you set up, there's templates, and then it's super easy to customize the look and the feel. Their uploading system is great. It's unlimited space, which for us as wildlife photographers is amazing. But more than that, and this is the win for me, is two things. Number one, the integration with Lightroom, because I would say about 95% of you guys listening and watching this, you work on Lightroom as your digital asset management kind of tool, yeah? Now, you can, if you look at Lightroom in your library module, on the side you've got catalog, folders, collections, and published services. Now, under published services, you can plug in to SmugMug and create collections underneath that. And then each collection becomes a gallery on SmugMug. So at the end of each trip, you would catalog, and instead of putting it into a collection, which you should be doing, you now just put it into a collection in SmugMug. That syncs automatically to your website. So what you see in your collections in Lightroom is your galleries on SmugMug. It is phenomenal. So if you make a change to one image in Lightroom and you sync, it automatically updates that on your website. Now, it's very easy because a lot of people have, the more work you have to do, you got to get into Lightroom, then Photoshop, and then do this, and then upload which image is it, and so on and so forth. So it makes that part of it super easy, and it gives you your online presence that you're looking for, your website. Now, I've actually done an Instagram TV on this. If you go and look at my Instagram TV, you'll find the stuff down there. But more than that is at the back end of SmugMug, right? There's a couple of things you can do. They automatically allow you to print on anything, from paper to canvas to mugs to t-shirts to mouse pads, and they take care of the whole process. You set up your cost that you want to get. So for example, they will say to you it costs $34 to print a mouse pad, which is a shit expensive mouse pad. That's a different story. And you can then say, no, mark it up by 10. The cost is 34, they manage that. Your clients buy on the system, it gets shipped to them. You just at the end of the month get your breakdown of this is what you've earned. It is phenomenally easy. What I've also done is I give prints away. I don't sell them. I stay in my lane. I run safaris and I focus on experiential travel. But I give prints away kind of as a marketing thing, but just to kind of add value as well. You can create galleries, which is password protected. So I put all of my downloads in there. People have to contact you, get the password, so you get your database going. You can work for a client. If someone, let's say, Alyssa, you're working with a hotel group who wants to buy a whole bunch of wildlife images from you, you can create a gallery just for them, which is password protected. They can look and download images there or buy straight from your site. What you are looking for is a must. I cannot recommend highly enough that you get something like this. SmugMug for me would be my choice, and it is. I mean, all my guys in the office use. We spoke to SmugMug and we set all the guys up. That's how much I believe in it. But it gives you that platform online that you need, right? And it's super easy. It is really, really easy. Their service is phenomenal. They can help you customize the thing. It is brilliant. Your second question then links to this. Now, can you explain more on why? Okay, I've done that. Do you believe, as a wildlife photographer, you still need a site from a customer's perspective when you post your best images on social media? Yes. 1,000,000% yes. People still don't understand that Instagram is not a portfolio. Instagram is a random collection. There are a few, granted, that manage their Instagram like a portfolio, and you can see what they do and their style and stuff. For most of it, it's a random jumble of stuff. You just post what you feel like on the day. I've started going into a bit more of a rhythm where I'm sharing one image, something of me, because this becomes like a CV for me, and people can see who I am, because that's what I need. But for you, if you're just posting wildlife image, there's no rhyme or reason. You're just posting this random shit out, right? You should think of the social media as Instagram as the gateway drug to your photography. You then, once people are in and they want more, you guide them to your website, which is where you own that experience. Remember, many years ago, MySpace was huge. Everybody thought, no, nothing can happen to it. Facebook arrived, it disappeared. It doesn't exist anymore. Instagram right now is still where the attention is, but I think it's over that curve. It's not going higher. It's going to start coming down very soon. So you should still be on there, but you need to use it as not a distribution platform, because it does stand on its own as a value creation tool. But think of it as that gateway drug to get people's attention. Use the images that you know will get attention, get the interaction going with someone, and then guide them to your own website. Remember, social media is rented property. Website, you own the property. Instagram might today say, ooh, we're going to charge $5 per image. They won't. Or the next thing comes up and that dies away. You've built your entire business on a model which could change, where your own website will stay there. So you 100% do need both. You 100% need both. You can't not. So the cool thing is, with SmugMug, for example, or any other portfolio site, if you go that route, is it's downloadable. SmugMug links into Lightroom, and you can share from there. So you can share straight to your social platforms. The win is on my phone, right? I have the SmugMug app. So I don't know if I can show you. Let me try and show you guys on here. If I open the SmugMug app, for those of you on the podcast, you might have to go to the website. So each of those, right, is a gallery, and those are mimicked in my Lightroom and on my website. So if I click on one of them, it opens the galleries in each year, and then if I click on any of them, of course I click on one with a few images. So now if I do that, it loads the images that are on my website. Okay, so people can browse from here. I can manage it from here. If I click on any of those, how's it, Jono? I can now share this image with the click of a button to my Instagram, or to Facebook, or to WhatsApp, or to email. So this app for SmugMug, which is set up out of Lightroom once your template is built, is the easiest thing in the world to manage your online profile, both your website and your social media. So, Alyssa, yeah, it's a no-brainer for me. Get a SmugMug account, tell them I sent you, and then your social media is just, like I said, it's a gateway drug for people to find you and your website. I think I'm going to go down a little rabbit hole here now. I think the way that people manage their social media is also something that, they need to teach it at school, I think. Because people still don't get it, people think you're just going to post one image on your Instagram and the inquiries are going to flood in and people want to buy your shit. It ain't going to work that way. You have to earn people's attention. You have to earn people's emotional equity. You need to earn people's belief that you are what they want. And you don't do that just by posting wildlife images. You've got Instagram stories to tell the story of who you are. right? And then with all of those tools, you eventually have someone's attention, and then you swing it to your website where the magic happens. I find it fascinating, though, the way that a lot of people approach the social media thing. I could go down a rant now, maybe just a little one, where people go personal on there. They'll block you, right? And then they'll talk shit behind your back, but you can't see them. But you know what I mean? High shame. It's so sad. It's so sad. But the reason I'm mentioning that, I can do a full fucking rant on that now, but I'm not going to. I'm going to behave today, right? People see that. People who are going to buy your prints, go on safari with you, share your work, they see that kind of behavior. So social media is a must for you as a wildlife photographer. It's a must. But remember, it's still based on people. It happens on phones and tech and shit like that, but it is still based on people. And that is an important thing that a lot of people miss. They miss it. Anyway, let me get back out of there. I'll go down that road on another time. For now, Alyssa, yes. So, I can very highly recommend SmugMug for the platform and what it offers, especially with the integration into Lightroom and the app that makes the sharing possible to anywhere. And yes, you do need social media platforms and your website. I hope that helps. Anyway, so I'm going to probably work through all the other questions that you guys sent as standalone podcasts, because there's some great questions. But if you have any other questions, you can get hold of me, Gerry at wildeye.co.za. Gerry at wildeye, 2 words with a dash in between, .co.za. And you can also hit me up on all the social media platforms, Gerry van der Walt. Guys, as always, thank you for listening. Actually, let's do this again. If you heard this podcast, if you've listened this far, thank you so much. Tell me, where did you listen? Walking the dog, on a ship, at the hospital, in the gym, wherever. Where did you listen? I don't know where the hospital one came from. Anyway, where did you listen to the podcast? Which country are you from? I love to know that. It's just great to know kind of who we're all connecting together. That's it for now. Hello, Al. Thanks for your ears, guys, and thanks for your attention. I will see you in the next episode. My name is Gerry. I'm from Wild Eye. Goodbye.